What if the grand halls of Downton Abbey are about to echo for the very last time? After years of elegance, heartbreak, and unforgettable legacy, the Crawleys are preparing to bring their story to a close. And now, with the release of the first official footage from Downton Abbey, the grand finale, fans are finally getting a glimpse of how it all ends. The sneak peek was revealed at CinemaCon, and the film is set to arrive in theaters this September. It marks the final installment after 6 seasons and 2 previous films. While plot details remain tightly guarded, we do know the entire core cast is returning for this final farewell. The trailer opens at a horse race, with Carson announcing the year, 1930. Lady Mary and Edith appear briefly before the rest of the familiar faces begin to arrive at Downton once again. Mary is seen in a stunning red dress, and the trailer shows scenes of lavish parties and warm reunions. One especially emotional moment shows Robert gently kissing his hand and placing it on the Abbey wall, an unspoken goodbye. Even without full plot reveals, the footage gives off a strong sense of nostalgia. Carson, played by Jim Carter, mentions that the story is now moving into a new decade, the 1930s, an era that always brings transformation. Previous seasons and films have shown how historical shifts impact both the aristocrats and those who serve them, and this final chapter promises more of the same. In the previous film, set in 1927, King George V and Queen Mary visited Downton during their royal tour of Yorkshire. The staff worked hard to prepare, but Lady Mary worried that Barrow couldn't handle the pressure, so she brought Carson out of retirement, which left Barrow feeling hurt. As preparations continued, tensions flared. Andy grew jealous when a repairman showed interest in Daisy, and chaos unfolded when the royal staff arrived early and took over the estate. Things began disappearing, and the energy turned chaotic. Bertie and Edith arrived just before the royal visit, despite a downpour. Lady Mary scrambled to organize the parade seating. The weather cleared in time, and the royal couple met the family. Violet had an awkward exchange with Ma Bagshaw, a former lady-in-waiting who had controversially left her estate to her maid instead of Robert. In town, Tom stumbled upon Major Chetwood, who planned to assassinate the king. He and Mary intervened just in time. Later, Tom comforted Princess Mary about her troubled marriage. Back at Downton, Anna and Mr. Bates led the charge in regaining order among the staff. Barrow and Ellis cleverly sent some of the royal servants away by tricking Mr. Wilson. Anna discovered that Miss Lutton, the Queen's dresser, had been stealing. She used this to convince her to fix Lady Hexam's gown. With help from Mr. Mosley and Albert, the staff pulled off a flawless farewell dinner. The king praised the food, and Mosley proudly took credit. That evening, Barrow and Ellis ventured to York, where Barrow was introduced to a secret gay nightclub. A police raid led to several arrests, but Ellis used his royal connections to free Barrow. Meanwhile, Isabel discovered that Lucy was actually Ma Bagshaw's illegitimate daughter, the real heir. She persuaded Ma to confess to Violet. Henry returned from overseas and joined the family and royals at Herwood House for a ball. Princess Mary thanked Tom publicly and suggested to the king that Tom had done more than anyone knew. The king canceled Bertie's trip to Africa after learning Edith was pregnant. With help from Cora and the Queen, Ma revealed the truth about Lucy to Violet, who accepted her and encouraged Tom and Lucy's growing relationship. By 1928, Tom Branson, now a widower after Sybil's death, married Lucy Smith. Her connection to Ma Bagshaw and the royal family elevated Tom's position and strengthened the Crawley legacy. Around the same time, Violet revealed she had been gifted a villa in the south of France years earlier by the late Marquis de Montmirail. She decided to leave it to her great-granddaughter Sibby, giving her equal standing with her cousins. Meanwhile, a film production team asked to use Downton as the setting for a silent movie called The Gambler. Robert was hesitant, but Mary convinced him the money could help fund essential repairs. While Robert stayed home, Mary managed the shoot with the help of Mrs. Carson. The cast and crew arrived, and the lead actress, Myrna Dalgleish, quickly made herself unpopular. Soon, members of the family, including Tom, Lucy, Edith, Bertie, Lady Bagshaw, and Carson, traveled to the French villa. While Edith used the trip as a writing opportunity, Mary remained behind to oversee the film. At the villa, the Marquise's mother challenged Violet's claim to the property, but the family lawyer confirmed its legality. During the visit, the new Marquis dropped a bombshell. He suggested Robert might be his half-brother. This stunned Robert, who later learned from Cora that she might be seriously ill. Overwhelmed, he began to spiral emotionally. Back at Downton, production on The Gambler stalled when silent films suddenly lost popularity. Mary suggested turning it into a talkie. Guy Dexter, the male lead, adapted easily, but Myrna struggled with her Cockney accent. Mrs. Hughes suggested dubbing her voice. Though initially frightened, Myrna eventually agreed, helped by Anna and Daisy. Mr. Mosley contributed to the script thanks to his lip-reading skills. During filming, Guy Dexter confided in Barrow that he was also gay and offered Barrow a job in New York. Barrow accepted, marking a major shift in his future. As filming concluded, Mary gently turned down romantic advances from director Jack Barber. Though her marriage to Henry remained distant, she stayed committed to Downton. Cora's illness turned out to be anemia, treatable and far less serious than feared. She later helped Myrna improve her American accent. Edith thought about expanding her role at the magazine. Daisy and Andy grew closer. Even Daisy's former father-in-law found companionship with Mrs. Patmore. When the film's extras quit, Downton's staff stepped in to save the production. Mosley was offered a full-time screenwriting position and proposed to Miss Baxter, though a live microphone broadcast the moment to everyone. Before her passing, Violet reassured Robert that he was truly his father's son. She died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. A portrait of Violet was hung in the Abbey, and Tom and Lucy returned with their new baby, ready to carry on the legacy. Now, as the grand finale jumps ahead to 1930, we don't yet know whether the Crawleys will part ways with Downton for good. But the image of Robert kissing the Abbey's stone walls suggests a final farewell may be coming. Even so, the tone of the film appears to be one of hope. Scenes of joy, family, and togetherness promise that while goodbyes may be emotional, they'll also be beautiful. This will be the first Downton Abbey film without Maggie Smith. Her iconic character, the Dowager Countess, passed away in a new era, and with the actress's own passing in 2024, this final film will undoubtedly serve as a tribute to both the woman and the legacy she created. The footage so far feels warm and uplifting, but fans should prepare for a few tears as well. So, are you ready to say goodbye to Downton Abbey? Or are you hoping for one final twist before the curtain falls? Let me know in the comments. And if you love updates like these, be sure to subscribe for more. Until next time.